Hey everyone, it's Rasan, aka Kr0nus, and today I'm going to go over some situational drilling that I did earlier today. I've been kind of going ham with training with jiu-jitsu over the past couple of months, and I probably need to do a little bit less. Actually, I was told today to probably do a little bit less rolling, so I'll probably do that because in the past like 4 days I've probably rolled like at least 5 times, and there were at least 45 minutes or longer training sessions. So, but anyway, after this class that I did, that I'm going to do the commentary on, there was a group of ladies actually that were talking about, they were white belts, and they said that they thought that it would be helpful if we had like a, almost like a tape review, like you do in like football or something like that. Because I know for a lot of people that are white belts, they don't know what to do, and they don't know kind of like what's called what, like what positions are, and they don't know where like they mess up or or what they happen to do right. And so they thought it'd be helpful to like maybe have a class on like just going over tape. This is not a substitute for that class. I think it's a great idea though. I used to do commentaries for some of my jiu-jitsu roles back when I was a white and a blue belt, and it was helpful for me and for some others. And so I'm going to bring that back. I've been doing a lot of recording lately with my jiu-jitsu because I'm getting close to my brown belt. So if y'all didn't know, I've been doing jiu-jitsu for about 11 years. I'm a 4-stripe purple belt. The only reason why it's taken me so long to even approach brown is because I had to take off about 2.5 years of jiu-jitsu during the pandemic. So during that time, I had zero training. All I did was basically like cardio, Peloton stuff, just to make sure I had like a basically in shape, lots of cardio and yoga and stuff. So when I came back, my cardio wasn't an issue, but my technique was. So I wasn't really, I would say I was at the time when I came back, maybe like a high blue belt. When I had left jiu-jitsu in 2020, I was probably like 6 months away from my brown belt. And so I lost a lot of skills. And yeah, so now I'm back to being close to brown again. So hopefully, hopefully I'll get it this year. So I'm going to give some commentary on what I think about when I'm rolling, and why I like situational drilling. And so let's see how this goes. I haven't done this in quite some time, so let's see if I can remember how to do this correctly. So here goes the start. This is what is today? Today is the 19th of October, 2024. This is at Studio 33 in Bonita, California. It's a great gym. I've gone to a few gyms down here when I first tried to find a new gym. Here in Chula Vista area in San Diego County, and Studio 33 was the first one that really clicked with me. One thing I really like, there's a bunch of things I really like about the gym, but one of the main things is that the main instructor, Dustin, has a really open mind when it comes to jiu-jitsu. His other instructor, Sauce, who's Matt, he's a great instructor as well. He's a really big guy, so rolling with him is way different. Dustin's pretty big too, but he doesn't roll like a big guy, which is kind of weird. Not that Matt does, but he definitely uses a lot of like pressure. And also Sophia is another instructor that I've taken some classes from. She is great as well. She's a smaller body type, so her jiu-jitsu is way different from everybody else. I love going to the gym because there's a bunch of different body types and styles of jiu-jitsu. People aren't kind of forced into like doing a certain kind of style of jiu-jitsu. If you do jiu-jitsu long enough, you kind of know what I'm talking about. Some gyms you go to where they have a curriculum, and if you roll with like one of the guys, it feels like you roll with like all the guys almost, sort of, which is good for some people, but it's just not good for me. But if it's good for you, do that. I'm not critiquing it per se. It's just not good for the way I like to learn. I like having my own style, and it's definitely fostered at this gym. And my training partners at Studio 33 they're all excellent. I haven't had a bad training partner. Everybody's trying to look out for each other. There's some older folks there, me included. I'm 45, so we try to take care of each other. So we're not just like ripping submissions and doing high velocity takedowns or anything like that. We get after it, but we're not trying to really hurt each other. So anyway, let's get into this. So we're going to do some situational drilling that I did today, and the situational drilling was supposed to start with there's a cross collar grip and a sleeve grip, along with knee shield and foot on, I think it's called the gas pedal, which is basically foot on the other hip, which the first roll I did, I kind of messed this up. But we'll work through it. So here we go. Oh, let me turn this volume down. Goodness, I'm gonna get in trouble from YouTube from the music. All right, first guy, he's a white belt. I forget how long he started ago, but he's made a lot of progress recently. His cardio's gotten a lot better. He's an older guy too, and he's getting more comfortable using some strength, moving around more, and really he's just moving way better than he used to. Even though I started wrong, I started in half guard with the knee shield, and my whole thing in this, I'm gonna have to rewind a little bit because I'm explaining stuff a little too much. My whole thing doing this is to not. I didn't want to do my typical scissor sweep because I'm really good at scissor sweeps, and so I was trying to not use scissor sweeps as like my go-to because that position with the knee shield and those two collar and sleeve grip, that's like perfect for loading somebody up onto you and then doing a scissor sweep. I might do one in this whole roll, but it's not very often. So anyway, so I'm just I'm controlling him from the bottom with the knee shield. With bigger guys, it's really important to control their weight on you. Usually your legs are way stronger than your arms, so you never want to carry somebody's weight on your arms if possible. In half guard, you want to make sure that they're resting on your leg. That way you're safe, and you should have two arms up to like protect yourself if you want to simulate self-defense, so somebody doesn't punch you in the face. But this is pretty much sport jiu-jitsu, so I'm holding on the collar and a sleeve, so I'm not really worried about getting punched in the face. Anyway, let's keep going. So the sweep that I do on him is a pretty easy one. I underhook his leg, and then I just sit him on his butt, and then I sit up. So I'm going to do kind of like a technical get up, and then I just make sure he stays down. So that's all I was trying to do, is just get him on his butt and then come up faster than he can come up because I have the control. This guy, Nick, is really good. His jiu-jitsu is coming a really long way. He's very hard to control. He's much younger than me, so he's a bit faster, which is fine. I mean, now I'm doing the correct position. That's the foot on the brake and the knee shield and the proper grips. So I'm thinking about doing, as soon as he stands up, I want to do a sweep right there, but he's wise to it because we rolled a lot. Then I try to go to sort of a deep De La Hiva and set him on his butt, but I can't. Then I throw a leg over to dump him over forwards on his head, but he gets up faster than I can keep up with him. So I go to butterfly, which is interesting. I'm going to pause real quick. When I was a white belt, I thought that all the stuff that I'm doing right now would be impossible for me to do. So if you're a white belt, you need some motivation. I started off the same way you did. I sucked at jiu-jitsu. Just understanding what a butterfly anything was, to me, seemed impossible. Doing open guard anything seemed impossible. Getting a triangle for me seemed impossible. But now that I've trained a lot, these things kind of come more naturally to me. Like just getting those butterfly hooks in. Me at like white and blue belt, it wouldn't even occur to me to like try to get a butterfly hook in. The reason why butterfly hooks can be important when you're rolling with somebody, especially in a scramble, is if you get a butterfly hook in, it means that your knees are automatically in, so you are automatically defending yourself. And if you look at my oh no, I have the mouse thing off. But if you look at like my bottom right leg, the one that's closest to the camera, you notice that my foot is almost kind of hooking behind his butt. It's to make sure that if he moves, my leg can move automatically with him in or out. So if he comes in, I can pull my leg in, which pulls my knee in, which means that he can't pass my guard as easily. He has to address my knee first to pass my guard. So that's why I'm using that butterfly hook. It's really used to maintain my guard when I can't close it or go to half. So you'll see how that kind of plays out here in a minute. So I'm keeping this sort of butterfly guard just to make sure I can control where he's going to go. So, and he's doing a good job of like, semi-smash me, but I'm comfortable here. Like, I'm fine. I'm thinking about what I'm going to do. Also what my daughter's going to do, looking at the camera. So he comes up, I'm keeping one butterfly in. See how my knee stays in towards my chest? Hi, Riley. And I'm keeping it in to make sure he can't pass my guard. Because that's the whole goal of this is for me to sweep and for him to pass my guard. So, and I just told her to please leave the camera. And she does, so thank you. Sorry, the camera gets a little blurry here. So I go back to half guard, and I'm very comfortable in half guard. So I'm going to try to underhook his leg for a quick sweep, and he's wise to it. We rolled a lot. So I'm going to sit him. This is kind of like a series of events that happen here kind of quickly. So I try to underhook him to dump him towards me, and then when it doesn't happen, I try to go all the way underneath him to come out towards his back. So the first sweep that I'm trying to do is I'm trying to go underneath him to grab his leg that I have in between my legs and then roll him and dump him on his butt. But he moves in such a way where I can't do that. So I decide to abandon that pretty much immediately and then go all the way through his legs to his back and then sit him down. So this is how it will play out in real time. So see me go under, I'll try to go underneath right here. I can't get it. I try to get the leg between my legs so I can come up, sit him back. Can't do it. So then I go all the way through between his legs towards his butt and then I dump him. But I leave my head in between his legs, which is a no-no because I have one arm in, one arm out. So what did you do? Triangle, which he should do. This is a great triangle. I have room to breathe, so I'm not dying here, but it's a good triangle. Like he's definitely cutting out some circulation here. So I'm pulling down with my arm his leg with his pants, just to alleviate some of the pressure, and so I can breathe a little better. And then I'm using my other arm to now push away his leg so I can get my head out. See, now he's out. Now I'm out, and that's passed. So I'm past his legs. I've now passed his guard, and it's a sweep. So this other gentleman, he's a newer white belt, and you never know who is going to stick around doing jiu-jitsu. And this is a guy who I didn't know he was going to stick around, and he's been coming consistently. He looks way different than he used to look. He's gotten way better. Before, when he first came, he would gas out pretty quickly. He wasn't very aggressive doing jiu-jitsu, but now it's totally changed. He's using his weight more. He's moving around way better. He's more confident. And right here, I'm trying to just do an easy sweep towards that direction. And now I'm going to what's called a lockdown. So if you see that leg lace, that's what the lockdown is called, where I have two legs on one. It's like a figure four. And then I can use this. It's called the whip up and whip down. When I make his leg go up and then back down, it breaks his posture. That's why I do this. See how it goes up, but I don't whip it all the way back over around. So I need to conserve energy. So I'll go back to full guard, but it's kind of low and he's pressuring like my upper torso. So it's hard for me to like bring my legs all the way up because I'm not that flexible. So I just bring it back down to bring his whole body back down. And then I'll grapevine his legs a little bit to get him off balance. And then I'll go back to half guard, which is like my bread and butter. This is like where I feel safest in jiu-jitsu is in half guard. And right there, let me rewind a second. He just makes a simple mistake of like not controlling my head when he's trying to come out of my guard. So I'm actually going to I leave space for him to come out of my half guard just so I can push him over and then come up on top. So you see here, my legs aren't really together that well. He pushes away and then I just push his shoulder over and that's it. That's all it takes. So pass his guard. All right, then we got Brendan coming. Nope, not Brendan. This is Nick again. Okay. The guy that almost triangled me. I mean, he definitely did triangle me, but I just didn't tap. So same thing, same setup. Where do we go from here? Trying to see like where he's gonna go. Trying to keep it sort of open. This is where I start sitting up. See right here, I watched this earlier, and like right here, he could have passed my guard. And I don't really know why he went back. So if you notice, when he stands up, right here, stand up, I come up, right there, he's effectively past my legs. And so I'm thinking, well, shit, like my guard's passed, like what am I going to do here? I'm prepared to like turtle or do something else like more dramatic to try and get my guard back. But then for some reason he goes back to my legs. But he's already past my legs. So I was just like, that's kind of weird. I'm like, well, I'll take it though. Right here, what I'm doing is I'm grabbing onto his belt from over his head. And what I want to do is I want to dump him over my head. But I'm going to make sure I have room for that because my camera's behind me and I know this. So I'm going to look for it right there. And then I'm going to take my other arm and then get the same grip so I can protect his head while I'm going to roll him over because I don't want him to hurt his neck. So right here, roll him over, easy pass. So I do that grip a lot. I'm starting to use the belt grip a lot more because it helps me find my way to somebody's back or just control them better if I want to dump them over my head. It just helps me control like where their body is. So here we go with this again. I'm trying not to use scissor sweeps still. And I'm thinking about underhooking his far leg right now. That's what I'm trying to get to is underhooking that far leg. But he's doing a really good job of keeping his leg far away from me, so I can't really get to it. because I have to make it really obvious. Even for a white belt, it'd be kind of obvious if I'm trying to reach in that far, because his leg is super far away, and I don't have really long arms. So if you notice, like my bottom leg has like a weird position where I'm like the top of my foot is like where his ankle is. This is to control like where he can put his leg. So with my foot where it is, he can't windshield wipe his leg like towards me. Like he can only bring it inside. He can't go outside because my foot is stopping him. That's why I do that. It's so I can know the only spot where his leg can go, and it's only to the inside. And when it's to the inside, his base is sort of compromised if he does that. But if he tries to go to the outside, my foot will immediately stop him. Oh, well, that was crazy. All right, anyway. So he breaks my guard a little bit. Now I'm in open guard. I have my foot on his hip, which is giving me some control. And you see every time he comes around, let me rewind for a little bit. One of the things that's kind of key, if you're, sort of new to jiu-jitsu, if you're wondering how you can retain your guard a little better, if people are passing your guard, pretty easily, is just try and find like a foot on their hip. Either hip is, well, not either hip. Depending on how far you are in this, either hip would sort of be fine. But having a foot on their hip, at least you know like where their body's going to go. You can follow them with a foot on their hip, okay? Because you can't really, no matter where you go, your hips have to go that direction, right? So if your foot is on the hip, you can, as a person that's defending, it's easy for you to like retain guard, because if it's on their hip and you want to get your guard back, you just slip your foot around. You can get back to a full guard or a half guard or something like that. Or if it says on the inside, you can go to butterfly. But if your foot's on the hip, like it makes it super easy. So like right now, the leg that you can't see, it's on his hip. So that's why I don't care what's going on with my outside leg, because I know that one foot is on his hip. And so right there, see, the other foot goes on his hip, and then I come back to half, then I come up, and then I just take his back. So, or he turtles, takes his back. I didn't get the hooks in, but whatever. All right, another nick. We got a bunch of nicks. So same thing, still the same guard. And I want to see where he's going to go. This guy's really strong, by the way. So when he gets on top, it can be a problem. Which is why I want to control. See how my knee shield is very high on his body? Is to make sure that he can't smash me. Right now he's trying to stuff my leg down. But it's okay because my knee's still in front of his chest. Right here he's going to try and go to reverse half, which is okay. But he's got to get his leg out first. And he's already like in a compromised position to get rolled like that. So this because our hips were connected, so it was easy for me to roll him over. So all right, we got Brendan is back. Now I'm going to go to my other side. I have a good side and a bad side too, like everybody else. My other side's my good side, so which is weird because that's my bad shoulder, but whatever. It's part of why it's bad. All right. Got him in full guard. He's doing a good job pushing me down so I can't come up higher. There we go. Got the grip again. I'll go to the knee shield. I think I'm going to eject out. Yeah, I'm going to try and come out. I'm trying to come out more now with guard instead of just kind of sitting there, even though I just sat down again. Now I'm going for a Kr0nus. I'll get the Kr0nus. Okay. So this is like one of my like go-to moves. If you rolled me for long enough, I've probably Kr0nus'd you. So I have like a lot of tricks that I do with Kr0nus. This one, even though I was trying to come up out of my guard to try and like take his back or just get a sweep like from my feet, he held my legs down. So I immediately went for his right arm. So right here, you'll see my arm go over. Right there is where I get the Kr0nus. And it's pretty easy for me to get from there. So again, as I come back in, I'm looking for his arm, shoot my arm over real quick. I like punch down, and then I pull his arm out. And you'll see the Kr0nus grip. So I'm pretty good at those. And at this point, I'm starting to get sort of tired because I've been rolling a lot, but it's all right. I've got some adrenaline, so see, I'm keeping my knees in front of me to make sure that he can't easily pass my guard, even though right now it's sort of open. And he's trying to push his way out of my guard, but I have that collar grip. So in the future, he should try and break my collar grip before trying to push out of it, because I'm not weak, but I'm you know, well, I'm not that strong, but I'm not that weak either. So I can hold on to that grip for a while. And I don't like using grips that much, so my grips are usually pretty fresh for the most part. Right there, underhooking the leg, try and get this sweep up right here. But right there, he kicks my arm, and it fucking hurts like really bad. But it's okay. It was an accident. So like, let me rewind for a second. So I try to get this sweep, but then you can't see, but his bottom leg kicks my bottom arm that's like posted right there. Yeah, and it's my left arm, the one that's like kind of jacked, but it's all right. It's something like, let's keep going. Accidents happen. It wasn't malicious, wasn't on purpose. It's my job to defend myself. I'm the higher belt, so. And I pull him into back control, so yeah. He's making sure I'm okay. See, good training partners. Again, the point of these drills is for the bottom guy to sweep or submit and the top guy to pass the guard or submit. And it's kind of nice because you get to try a lot of different things without any real consequences. I mean, the consequence is like going back to the wall and waiting for a little while. Which is fine because then you get some rest. Unlike what I'm doing, I'm getting no rest. I'm trying to control that arm for an arm bar, but that's not going to work. So I don't have. He's doing a really good job of keeping me flat, which is where you don't want to be. If you're in half guard, you don't want both of your shoulders to the mat. This is a bad position. Even though I do this sometimes and I'll try and get the lockdown, this is still a bad position. So this is a bad habit of mine of letting myself getting flattened out. And right now I'm trying to work for that belt grip, but I shouldn't have given up. Like I should have been staying on my side in side control. Oh, I'm sorry, in half guard. This is a better position. Now I'm going to sit up. I think I'm going to sit up and sit out. Let's see. Because right now I have a lot of control over his body because I'm holding on to his belt. See, I come out. I come and take his back, hopefully, here in a second. I think I jump around him. I'm sprawling right now so he doesn't get a double or a single. Now I'm thinking about going to a crucifix, but I don't have the position right. I'd have to like probably give a position for this. So I just decided to come around and just go to side control. Plus, I'm not trying to do anything like super athletic because the day before I rolled like twice. And then today's like, 8:30 a.m. So my gas tank is not infinite. I'm 45. This is Dustin, my main instructor. And he's going to be nice to me. So I'm thinking he pulled my lapel out. So I'm thinking, shit, my leg is stuck. So I'm trying to bail, but my leg is stuck. I know it's already too late. I'm trying to go for his belt. Once again, I did that stupid thing where I put my hand on the hips. If you ever watch that video, don't do that. Obviously, you can see it's still a bad habit that I do sometimes because I can hold up people, but at the hip switch, I'm screwed. As you can see, he has like my top leg. I think it's my right leg. It's pretty screwed right now. And I'm thinking he's probably going to leg lock me or something, but I was like, oh, maybe I can just come up, and I can. But I'm pretty sure he let me do that. So, because I thought my leg was pretty dead. I'm explaining how I was trying to I was going to kick out my leg, but then I just kind of fell over because I couldn't use that leg really at all. Oh, I went back to half guard, that's fine though, whatever. See how he's not really addressing the main problem? It's the main problem is that arm, is me, that grip on his lapel. That's what's like doing everything for me. And it allows me to get up, and he realizes it. I think he said, damn, because it's like, that's like a lot of control, that cross collar grip. Same cross collar. I think I'm going to drag him down. Yeah, and then scissor sweep. There we go. I did it once. There you go. And then again, that scissor sweep, when you're on your knees, can come in pretty handy. If so you can get to your knees. And what I'm gonna do is I'm already setting it up, like right here. It's already there. Like I have right here, right there. I already have like the cross collar grip, and I have his sleeve grip on the same side. And so that's like the start of my scissor sweep. And so the next thing I'll do is I'll put in my knee shield, and then the bottom leg will come in and then sweep it out. But the top leg, which is the knee shield, I'm pulling his weight on top of me so his bottom leg is light, which is important. If somebody's heavier than you want to make sure that they're light on top of you first before you go for that sweep. If they're heavy, there's another thing you can do, which is like kicking out their knee, but I don't do that in this video. I can show it in another video if you want. Right here, see how there we go. So that's the sweep in real time. And usually when I do that sweep, I usually pull their arm up so I can go for an immediate arm bar because it's usually there. I like keeping that sleeve and collar grip just for a little bit longer. Now I'm going back to my not so good side. I was going to try to underhook his leg. Couldn't get to it because he's controlling my arms. And I'm trying to see what he's going to give me here. I forget what happened here. I only watched this like once, I think. So I was trying to keep him close to me so he doesn't have posture. I was thinking about a triangle there, but he put his arm back inside. So I go back to that same belt grip. As you see, I'm trying to reach and get both pieces of the belt because I don't want just one. Because if you get just one, it could like slide out. So I like to have both. So I think about doing that same sweep where I just kind of dump him over behind me. As you can see, it's uncomfortable. Oh no, I'll just come out. Okay, and I sprawl. I think I go to his back. Let's see, and I'm moving slow. Just a side control. Okay. I was thinking about doing. There's this thing called like the gargoyle, where I stand. If you look at like my old video of Scavo, I do this thing where I stand on top of somebody's thighs when they're doing the good old turtle. Which I was thinking about doing. That's why I grabbed his collar. But I just pulled him to his side. So, and I think this is where my run comes to an end. This is Casey, another 4-stripe purple belt. See, I'm doing it again. Keep my knee up high. He's doing a great job backing out because I want him close, or at least I want to be able to control the distance. If I can't control the distance, there we go. Oh no, I know what's going to happen here. Sorry, this is. I'm trying to get the electric chair. So, if you want to know what the electric chair is, I have his one of his legs is like basically on my shoulder. So now he's doing complete splits. This guy's older than me. I thought he would have tapped from just this, but he's not tapping. So I'm like, all right, let me see if I can I need to get a sweep, but I got to control his arm for the sweep. But it's kind of hard to do because I only have kind of one arm. I try to dump him that way, but nope. I got to control the other arm. Then I'll dump him over, and that's good. I get it at some point. I get it. It's hard to get the. He called him John Travolta. Now I got control of his arm. Now I can sweep him. Oh, there we go. Okay. Yeah. So usually that can be a submission if somebody's not limber. Obviously, Casey is quite flexible. You can get a tap from that, but if not, just go for the sweep. So it's a pretty easy sweep. You have both of their legs tied up, and you should have at least one arm free. All right, back to half guard. I'm safe. And you see how like my distance, I'm keeping him at a certain distance, and I only go like when I'm ready to go. And I need to get back to my side. Yeah, see, him being far away it's fine for me because he can't really attack me from like down there because he doesn't do like toes or anything, so I'm okay. But like once we get closer together, that's when I have to like figure out something to do. And so I think I'm gonna try and pull his bottom leg away and then sweep him over, but I don't think I get it. Yeah, no, I don't. I abandoned it for some reason. Now I'm gonna try. I think I eject out. Grab the belt again. Come out. There we go. And I think I spin around, trying to sprawl out. There we go, coming around. I'm thinking about doing like a collar choke, but that'd take a lot of energy, so I decided to just spin around, take the back. No, I think I stopped the video. Yeah, I do. Hold on. All right, now we're back. Now I think this is where Casey gets his revenge. So, I forget how he did it though. So I'm thinking about nope. Yeah, there we go. He's got both my legs, so now I'm kind of screwed. I'm thinking about dumping over to his left side with that belt grip, but I can't because I'm stuck. So I can't move him without me moving the wrong direction. So there we go, right into side control, dove right into it. Great job by Casey. But it was a great run. All right, back at it with Casey. That was a round out for me. I had to do my time on the wall. So Casey's coming and he's, let's see, I think he does like kind of like an open guard thing. Yeah, foot on hip. And then I'm looking to work on his, the leg that's on the right side of the screen. And I have an underhook on it. I'm just going to kind of come around his leg. And it looks kind of, I don't know, you'll see. It's kind of weird, but it works. I duck my head under his leg right here, and then that's it. That's it's a guard pass. It's kind of a silly one, but I put myself in danger of a triangle for a second before I did that. So here, again, probably not the best thing to do if you're worried about getting triangle, because I do have like one arm is kind of in. You see my right arm is kind of in, and then I just come around his leg for a second. Oh, you know what? He was trying to do a scissor sweep, I think. I just timed that right. I think that's why I got that. It made it look sort of easy. But see how his bottom leg comes down for a second? Right there, he's trying to sweep me. And I just come around. Okay. That's how that worked. So I got lucky with good timing. Or lucky timing, I guess. All right, back at it. Oh, see, he's got a good control over my top leg there. I need to address that. So I'm going to put my foot on his hips so I know where he's going to go. And now I'm going to go to spider guard a little bit here. I don't use this very often. Then I almost get a really cool sweep here. Oh, didn't get it though. I have to re-guard really quickly. I almost got it. That was, oh, I got to rewind that. That looked cool. I'm just saying. He did a really good job of like adjusting to it and not getting swept. But I got his whole body like off balance. Right here. Whoop. And then nope. I thought it was cool anyway. But it wasn't that cool because I didn't get it. So something I got to work on though. Because I don't do spider guard that often. Now I go for omoplata, roll him over. There we go. So I like doing omoplatas a lot. So right here, we see like my far leg, I underhook his leg and then pull my leg over for an omoplata. It's hard to see from that angle, but that's an omoplata. I didn't really start doing omoplatas a lot until I got my arm injured or my wrist injured. My right wrist, I had to have a TFCC surgery done. That's it. Okay. So yeah, I had to have TFCC surgery done on my right wrist. So I had to roll with one arm for like 3 months, even though I said don't roll for 3 months, but whatever. So I just rolled one-handed, and omoplatas were doable with one arm. Same thing with straight ankle locks. That's why I'm decent with straight ankle locks, because I could do that with my left arm pretty decently. I would just use my my lapel to finish those. So yeah, there you go. That was some good situational drilling for about, I don't know, I think it was like maybe around 20 minutes or so, but I was rewinding a bunch. But yeah, those are my thoughts of what I'm thinking of like when I'm rolling. I usually don't think very much until I get to certain positions in jiu-jitsu. There's certain things where I know my body. There's certain things where it's like a snapshot of where if my body's in this position and their body's in that position, where I'll automatically do things. But I don't think about it until I get to those positions. So I try to like kind of work my way around and then get to there, but I'm not thinking too much of like how I get there. Sometimes I do, but usually not. Because if I think specifically on like exactly what I'm going to do and they do something else, then it throws me off. That threw me off as a wipe up for a long time, is not knowing what to do. And I think that was one of the things of like, I only know how to do this one thing, but I can only do it from this one position. And I wasn't thinking about like, how do I get to that position a little better? You know, because my whole thing was when I first started was like side control. I like side control, but it's like, how do I get to side control? Well, you got to pass somebody's guard. It's like, well, how do you do that? So then you have to work on like passing guard, you know, and getting to that position. Like once you get there, you should have like, you know, things that you're good at, you know, like, you know, Americanas, Kimuras, head and arm triangles, whatever. There should be like things that you're good at from there. But if you don't know how to get there, there's really, I don't want to say there's no point, but you're going to have a very low percentage finishes because you're never going to get to a position that you're comfortable in to finish somebody with a submission. So another thing that really helps, just general advice for lower belts, is you have to get comfortable with being in uncomfortable situations. So your defense should be pretty solid if you want to get better. Because I think for most people, when they first start doing jujitsu, everything is like life or death. Like that's why you start like hyperventilating and like just spazzing out and like throwing fingers in eyes, which literally happened to me a couple times, or knees or elbows or whatever. All these things have happened to me by somebody else because they're just freaking out. Like I'm not trying to kill you. So most of your training partners are not trying to kill you. They're trying to learn with you. Yeah, they're trying to submit you, but you just tap and you're fine. But once you get to a point to where you're comfortable with being in bad positions, that's when you can grow a little bit more, because that's when you start getting in certain positions and you're trying to get a finish. It's no longer like an emergency that you get that finish. You can take your time because you're not worried about missing this submission and then getting in a bad position. So I know that's what most people think is like, what if I don't get this and I'm back on the bottom? And then you're thinking about, oh, what am I gonna do on the bottom? So, just get comfortable being on the bottom and working your way out of there, getting good guard retention drills, which is what this is really good for, is like learning how to retain your guard and just have really good fundamentals. So hopefully this helps you if you're new at jiu-jitsu. Again, this is advice from a 4-stripe purple belt. I'm not a brown belt yet. I'm not a black belt, so don't comment, be all angry and shit. I'm pretty good though, so I'm just saying. So yeah, that's all I got. Hopefully this was educational to somebody. So that's all I got. Peace.
And the more fragile joints. The tactic is to wait until the antagonist pauses. And that's when the eagle claw strikes.